Ooh, welcome back to Tom's Garage, guys. Man, it is a beautiful, hot day. Ooh, 11:30 in the morning, and it is already over 90 degrees, but I got the fans going. I hope the sound of the fans don't hurt the video, because I'd rather have the fans going than do the video. Today we are going to be working on a Honda push mower. This one is a HRN 216 VKA, and the problem with this one is it does not self-propel. When you look up here at the smart drive, you'll see she's just a floppy. Just a floppy. And somewhere along the line, this cable is broken. So we're gonna have to replace this entire cable. Oh, it goes inside this handlebar and it goes inside here. I'll show you how to take this thing apart. If you've never taken that apart before, if you're not mechanical, don't. I'm gonna show you how to do it. And it goes down here. This one's going to need, what we're going to do is flip this thing over, man. Make sure your dipstick is tight. Fuel cap, carburetor is going to be up. If I can get my hand under it, bruh. We're going to just lay it over. I've already taken it outside and hosed it and cleaned off the bottom of the deck. The first thing you're going to want to do is clean it real good, because you've got to take all this stuff apart. Yeah, here's the cable right here. Yep. There she is. Broke. So, we'll have to take this off, because this has got to come off, and that will allow you to expose this transmission. We're going to have to put a new belt on it. It's all messed up and flipped upside down. That's probably because the cable broke and the transmission slipped. That transmission is supposed to be held real high like that by the cable. And this axle right here is the only thing holding it. So, look at all the stuff wrapped around the axle. Good Lord. Wow. And the parts we're going to need, if I can find what I did with them. Let's see, the new belt for that one is going to be a 22431-VR8-N03 for the belt. And the cable, part number for the cable, get my fingers under it, is 54510-VR8-N00. So that's going to be the new cable and the new belt. And while we're doing this, we'll set this over here. And while we're doing this, we're going to put some new blades on it. These blades are gone. Yeah, look at that. The high lift is worn completely off. Nasty looking blades. And I got to take and cut all this stuff off the axles. That's gonna hurt those bushings if I leave all that on there. All right, guys, let's get busy. All right, and this handle right here, you can push it over here, and that's for bagging. It'll move that chute, I'll show you, or you can lift it up and move it over there, and that'll block off the passage for the bag, and that's mulching. So I'll just stick it right there. There's a little hole right there, and it's got a tab inside of there, and we're going to release it and pull this handle off. Let me show you. There's a little tab. This can be kind of aggravating a little bit. Aggravating a little bit. I keep moving the camera. Come on, you little bugger. There we go. See, it pushes. It just pushes that little tab. That little tab will catch. It'll catch this little tab right there is bending. It'll catch behind that, and you've got to get it just right. So we're gonna get this off. This will slide down like that. And then you've got that little tab in there, that little tit right there. It catches that spring. And that's how that works. Okay. Now that we got that done, we can flip her back up. Look how low he's got this thing. You can't even get your fingers under it. No wonder the blades are wore out. See, when you move the lever I just took off, you go from bag to mulch. All this has got to come off, so now there is little Phillips head screws, one there, and one there, and this will come out, and then we can take this off. Let me do that. One there, one there, one there, just little coarse, little Phillips head screws. There they are, 3 of them. And this should, see, what we're going to do is we're going to feed this handle down through there. That's all I had to take that handle off the end of it, because this has got to go back through there. There we go. And this thing can be a pain in it. Okay, see the handle. That handle had to go right through that slot right there. And this comes off as one piece. Let me check for creepy crawlies. And see, you've got 2 tabs. When you put it back together, it is a real pain, because that tab has got to go in this slot and then this slot right there and right there. And we've got 2 10mm headed little bolts right there. Take this belt guide off. Two little 10mm, I'll take them off. And this belt guide, twist it that way, and it'll come right off. See how that hooks? You just hook it over, and that bolts right to the bottom of the engine. Set it over there with the rest of the goodies. Now we can walk this belt off. All right. Now what you want to do is take the height adjuster and adjust it to where it's as high as you can possibly get it. Right there, put it on number 4. And then that will take this out of the way. And now you can take and pull the transmission completely down. And you've got one spring in there. Don't know if you can see that. It hooks that little tab right there. That little tab right there will fall out. But don't worry, you can just stick it back in. It just sticks up in that slot. Just work the belt out and around, and you can, without having to pull this piece off, you can just pull it out past this. It's going to rub. Oh, let's see, just as high as you can get it to adjust, because we got to get a socket, 14mm socket on this. So what I'm going to do is take and hold this belt just like that. That'll keep it from spinning. Be very careful, because you will smash your finger. Just like that. Well, that belt is ruined. Whew. When you put this back together, you've got 3 holes, and then you got one tip right there. Just make sure it, and the same with this, just make sure those two are 90 or 180 degrees apart from each other. Or you can have it like that, but it'll go just like that. See how that fits in there? And don't lose that little washer. But I am not gonna, first I'm gonna replace the cable at this point, but I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna clean all this off the axles. They'll hold still. Okay, now we have got to get way up in there where that cable comes in. I don't know if you can see that. Way up there. I need Brandon to make me another cable removing tool that's real long. I can get way up in there with it. I'm just gonna have to get some real long needly nose and try to release that cable. See if we can get it with this. There we go, we got it. Yeah, I'm surprised it went that easy. Got these zip ties off here. Get rid of those cable ties. Well, here's one half of it. This is where you adjust the tension. Here, you can unscrew it a little bit, and it should pull better if yours is just getting a little stretched. But somebody had this one adjusted so far out, it was just about ready to fall apart. You can see they even cracked it right there. So, got that zip tie, and then we're going to take this apart. You got 4 Phillips head screws, and be careful because you got a little spring in there that you don't want to lose nothing when you take it apart, because it's going to go everywhere. All right, now let's take these 4 screws out, but I want to hold this thing together. One there, One there. One there. One there. Now you want to take the bottom off first. You see this little spring? You don't want to lose that like I just did. And this will fall out. And then just take your handle off. And then I'll show you how to put that back together. Now we need to get us a little screwdriver. A little screwdriver. A little Craftsman screwdriver. You've got 2 tabs on the top. You've got 1 tab on the bottom. Without hurting it, we'll just pop that loose like that. Now you can see in here when this is closed, you've got a groove on each side that corresponds. As you twist, what it does is this little pin right here, it pushes that pin back and forth just ever so a little bit, and that's what pulls that cable. So we'll take that out. And it goes right through the eye of that little cable end. I believe. Let's see what we have, what we have, what we have. You'll see that it's got it held right there. And let's see here, let me set the camera down. I don't want to lose the screws. That. So you got to go 90 degrees and then out. And now she should just pull out. We may have to take that bolt right there out, like I said. And we will. Grab me a couple of 10 millimeters. And we'll pop that bolt out. Well, that mower right there is going to be in the way too, so we're going to have to pop this loose. Yep, just pop that right there loose, because that's going to be getting in the way of it. It comes in that little hole right there. There we go. There we go. Now we will take this one and thread it through there. I'm gonna put a little grease on it too when I'm done. There it is. Now it's just gonna be the reverse order. You see the little cables in there. Make sure, I don't think that's in just right. Let me pull it back out. There it is. It has got to sit in that little groove, like so. I believe it still has enough grease all over it. Okay. Use a manual screwdriver to put that together with. This is delicate plastic. Delicate plastic. Okay. Now, what we'll have to do is get that thing to turn sideways for us, and that way we can get the little pin back through it. So I'll just twist on this side of the cable here. Give us a little twist. Yep, she's laying sideways in there now. So next step, take this pin, greasy little thing, I can't get a hold of it. This just gotta go right through there, about halfway. Now this is where you earn your money. And around. Okay. Hold what you got. I think Rayleigh's small engine, I think he's going to be calling me, poking fun at me for trying to do this. I can hear him now. Down, boy. Get that thing together, boy. Okay, that part's done. Whew, boy, my back is killing me. Now we'll take it and feed it back through right there. Get in the hole. Can't see the hole. Let's see, I'm gonna go that way with it right there. And then you just pop it right in. Poppy. And then we can put the belt on there, hook that. I guess the spring fell off, didn't it? Nope, it's still there. They fall off all the time. You see this spring and this tab right here, this tab, it just goes in there at an angle and it just hangs in there. It's Z-shaped. If this spring comes off and this falls out, don't panic. See how that works? Little slot right there, and then that spring will hook right there. I may have that back on backwards. Oh, I believe it's good. Okay. Let me grab the new belt and everything. All right, I like to take the two belts and just kind of compare them to each other. Seem to be about right. So what we'll do, like that. Put the new belt on there. Make sure the belt goes through these guides right here, just like that. Make sure that's, those little tabs are just like that. Put the little nut on there. Everything looks good. If you wanted to, you could take something and hold that shaft, but I like holding the belt. Back up the camera a little bit. There we go, just a good one. Just a good one. All right. That's all there is to that. Now we'll feed the belt back up through here. Now we've got the spring actuated. And then we'll take the new cable, work it on there just like that. All right, everything is on. Now we'll take and work the belt over. Work the belt over the pulley. Work the belt over the pulley. There we go. All right, now we'll put the belt guide back on there. Don't cross thread these or break them off in the block, because you can, and I have. See how that goes? Make sure the belt is inside these guides, just like that, top and bottom. Good. Little bit. Little bit. Little bit. Now we're going to have to adjust the heck out of this thing. It's adjusted all the way up. Because even when you pull this down, which I can see, but you can't, you got to be completely done before you can start adjusting it. Oh, Lordy, Lord. Let's see, let me do something here. I like to try to push it all the way and just kind of figure out how to, the way to hold it. That way I can get an idea of how tight the belt is now. It's not bad. It ain't gonna take a whole lot of adjustment. Okay, I'm gonna leave it just like that when I go to put this cover back on there, and that is where you earn your money, trying to get this darn cover back on there. Because like I said, one slot is right there, and the other slot is right beside it. And you've got to maneuver this thing as a whole. And you have to take this lever. You want to go all the way with it this way, I believe, and then you just take it and stick it in the hole. And then you got to maneuver. See those two tabs there? You got to maneuver this thing up in there, and you can reach. You can give it the old reach around and with your fingers on this side and kind of guide it. And they're way up in there. Come on, baby. And there's that one. There we go. Reach up in there and feel, make sure they're in the tabs. All right. We did it. Now I'll put the 3 little Phillips head screws back in there. Three little Phillips head screws. Now be careful, because this is going into little plastic bushings. You don't want to strip it. You break those, this thing right here could just fall out and get chopped up and scare the heck out of the customer. Alright. Grab the lever and everything seems to flow pretty good, except for right in here where he's been hitting so much stuff. Clips of plastic. Okay. I'm just going to put the old blades back on there for right now, because I have got to go get a set. The set I have in stocking, exactly the ones I wanted. They'll work, but they're not the proper blades for it. So I'll just pick up a set of blades at my local Douglasville Ace Hardware. They're a Honda dealer. All right, there it is. Boy, those blades are wore out. Good Lord. All right, let me stand this thing up and we'll run it and see how she acts. And while the oil and everything settles back down, the little zipper ties back on it. Make it look all professional like. And we have to put the bolt back up there in the cable end we took off. We'll do that. I'll do the other little piece. All right, let's let her down. All right, let's see how she's gonna act. It's probably gonna smoke a little bit. Yeah, she's gonna need a little adjusting. Yep, that's all you do is you loosen that set nut and you turn this counterclockwise. You want to make it a little bit longer, just a little bit, and see if it gets any better. It usually does. All right, now the last thing we need to do is put this little handle back on there. Remember how I did it. That goes on there like that. Goes down like that. There we go. There it is. Now let's take off and go ride it around the neighborhood. Fellas, y'all be real good. Appreciate y'all watching this video. Check out the channel membership. Check out DLT Lawn Care's channel membership. And y'all be real good to each other, man. Thanks for watching, boys and girls. And I will catch y'all on the next one.